Today we are going to start wars of succession or succession disputes. This is one of the major reasons why the Mughal Empire started declining. Basically, what happened that whenever the Mughal emperor would die or he was at the point of his death, all his sons would start competing for the Mughal throne, and every son obviously wanted to be the Mughal empire emperor. And obviously, these sons they often have control over the army of various provinces because they were the governors, mostly the governors of the provinces. What happened that court conspiracies would follow. These sons would try to gain the support from the military or from the court and from the court nobles, and they would go on war against each other. All this represents wars of succession. We have various examples. We can start with the example of Shah Jahan. Shah Jahan, in the year 1657, he became seriously ill. All his sons started thinking that perhaps father would not recover. They started competing for the throne, and he had all his sons. He had four sons who were basically who started competing for the throne. Shah Jahan himself wanted his eldest son Darashikoh to be the emperor, but his other son Aurangzeb, he was not comfortable with this idea because he himself wanted to be the emperor, and he basically went on war against Darashikoh, and his father defeated them and took control, and he himself became the emperor. Now, as I told you before, that these sons they were having control over the army of various provinces, and so the military would get divided, and it invited sometime the regional forces to rise up or to revolt against the Mughal emperor. And this is perhaps one of the major reasons that why Aurangzeb started facing a revolt or rebellion from the regional forces, particularly from the Marathas in the south. Aurangzeb ruled about 50 years, and he continued ruling until his death in 1707. And when he died, even his sons, they also started competing for the Mughal throne, and they indulged in wars, out of which one of the sons, Muazzam, he became victorious and he became the emperor, and he acquired the title Bahadur Shah. Bahadur Shah continued ruling until 1712. When he died, even his son, they also indulged in these wars. Bahadur Shah had a son whose name was Azim Shan. He wanted Azim Shan to be the emperor, but his other sons, his other brother, the brothers of Azim Shan, Jandar Shah, he was not, he was not happy. So he wanted himself to the emperor. He rose up against Azim Shan, and he basically defeated him. And Azim Shan was even drowned in the river Ravi. And but it was not an easy affair for Jandar Shah to continue as the emperor, because one of the sons of Azim Shan, his name was Farrukh Siar. He rose up against Jandar Shah, and he with the court conspiracies, and sport, he defeated Jandar Shah and took control and became the emperor himself. And Farrukh Siar basically continued ruling until 1719, when he was overthrown abruptly and he met a tragic death. So all this showed that the Mughal, this showed the political instability in the empire. And now, what are the consequences of these wars? Number one, these wars would weaken the military strength of the Mughal, because, as I told you before, that they were all these sons. They were basically, the governors of various provinces, and they had under them the control of the army, and they would try to gain the support of the military and the court nobles. So this is how the military would get divided. This would suffer, this would weaken the military in terms of its organization, discipline, and its effectiveness. Secondly, all these wars required huge financial resources. So what happened that the Mughal treasury started running short of money because of these wars. This is perhaps one of the major reasons why Aurangzeb started, introducing new taxes. He even reintroduced jizya tax, which was abolished by the King Akbar. So basically, this shows that the the Mughal treasury also suffered badly, and that led on to the unpopularity of Aurangzeb and the later Mughals. Now, thirdly, these wars basically divided, not only the court nobles, the military, but at the same time, these wars made the court nobles very, very powerful. They became so powerful that they became almost the king makers. For example, the Sayyid brothers, and they started basically controlling the administration, and they became the masters in certain cases, and they even started eliminating the emperors. For example, even some of in certain cases, and for example, in the case of Alamgir II, Alamgir II was even assassinated by these court nobles. So all this showed that how the Mughal, these wars of succession basically lead on to the weakening and the decline of the Mughal Empire. Thank you.